Hey beer tubers, Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me once again. Weather's starting to warm up, so we're going to look at something more on the refreshing side. So we're going to take a look at a lager, although it's going to be a dark lager, and that is Hot Rocks from Port Brewing Company. Port also, Lost Abbey brand as well, just a few cities over in San Marcos. And this is their Hot Rocks lager. This is actually a Stein Beer, meaning they used hot granite rocks, heated them up really, really hot, and then put those into the wort to boil it. And what that does is it gives you, it caramelizes the malt and gets your wort up to boiling temperature. So it's a very old brewing tradition that they used back in the day, is a way of getting their beer to boil. So let's see, style-wise, considered just like a dark Euro lager. It's not really a Vienna lager, it's not a Schwartz beer. It's just kind of a nebulous, kind of darker lager. So they're using the lager yeast, but they're usually using, some more caramel, darker malts in there as well. Plus, it'll darken up in the kettle as those rocks really just heat up the wort. So appearance-wise, we got 3 fingers of just like really tan head. It's pretty hazy, it's pretty cool, but you can kind of see through it. It's not completely transparent, but a lot of carbonation coming up. It's just a nice kind of getting dark orange, kind of burnt orange into reddish notes, maybe a little more hints of maroon in there. So it's a really nice looking beer. You wouldn't think this was a lager. Let's get the aroma on it. Oh, big breadiness, sweet malt notes, caramel notes for sure, but big like bready, toasty malt. Not really a whole lot of hops. Maybe some earthy, slightly spicy notes. So maybe there's using something pretty traditional in this one. Yeah, it's it smells like a lager. It's very clean smelling. You don't get big yeast esters or anything. So I'm gonna dig in. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's really nice. It's very clean, easy to drink, smooth, and big malt character. Maybe a touch of bitterness up front, but on the back, it's just nice, sweet malt character. It doesn't finish too sweet, but I just pulled it out of the fridge, so I will be letting it warm up and get back to it. But right now, really enjoying it at the cooler temperature. Okay, finishing up with Hot Rocks lager, leaving some nice lacing. It warms up, just much more flavors going on. Up front, you do get a little bit of hops. It's mostly like kind of earthy, slightly grassy notes. This is a very balanced beer overall, but the malts definitely dominate. As I've drank on it more, you start picking up more roasted malt notes kind of in the back end. You kind of get this like burnt sugar kind of note. As I said, big time caramel notes as well. Kind of going into not quite molasses, but sort of heading in that direction. It's kind of like dark sugars. It's got like this dark, but not being like overly sugary or sweet. So it makes for a really easy drinking beer, refreshing beer, but with enough kind of malt character and flavor to go on to kind of keep your palate interested. So just a really solid beer from Port Brewing. I know they're known more for their IPAs and some of their barrel-aged beers, but their lagers are, between this and the Midnight Expressions, there's some couple really solid lagers. I still have to get to their Imperial Pilsner, which is their other lager they do. But 3 lagers for a brewery in San Diego, you don't often see that too much. But grading wise on this one, I'm gonna go B on this one. I think it's just a nice above average beer. I think some people might like it a little more than I do. I'm not huge on these types of beers, but I think this is very solid, very well brewed beer for sure. So it's a style I'm not too familiar with just generic kind of dark Euro style lager. So I don't have a whole lot to compare it with, but I'm just gonna go. It's not quite blowing me away like an A beer, but it's definitely way above average. So it's gonna wrap it up for Hot Rocks lager from Port Brewing. As you can see, it's a pretty busy label on there. And please comment and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.